One of the most terrifying prospects of the AP exam is the fear of opening to the LEQ section and having no idea what in the world to write about. You look at the questions over and over again and your mind is blank. But if that happens to you, I want to show you how to get unstuck and start writing so that you can score some points, because at that moment, panic doesn't have to be the end. But this strategy I'm about to give you is probably not something that you'd think of on your own, so listen up and let's get them brain cows milk. Well, hey, I'm Steve Heimler and I'm here to help you get an A in your class and a 5 on your exam in May. If you've opened to the LEQ section and gone completely blank, let me begin by saying that I relate. A year ago, another AP history YouTuber named Tom Ritchie asked me to make a guest appearance on his end of the year APUSH live review session. Now, if you've been around this channel for any length of time, you know that April and May are wild. I'm publishing videos every day and hosting hours-long live reviews for several subjects. And by the end, I am cooked. I'm exhausted. And when it's over, I just sit there and stare into the middle distance. But Tom had always been generous to me, and so I said yes. And I showed up and I presented a couple things, and then Tom asked the students if they had any questions for me. The first question was this: can you tell us the difference between the populists and the progressives? And when I heard that question, nothing. Now, to be clear, this is not a hard question. This is like basic level material that any teacher should just be able to rattle off in a second, but maybe because I was exhausted, I don't know, I had no access to that part of my brain which stored that information. And let me remind you, this was live and they were waiting on me to answer. And by the way, my reputation is on the line. Isn't this the APUSH YouTube guy? Shouldn't he know this? Needless to say, in the span of a couple of seconds, I had already concluded that I was gonna have to quit YouTube, find another job, because I don't even know the most basic information when I am asked it. Now, I'll tell you what happened in a minute, but let me talk to you for a second. When you turn to the LEQ section, they're going to give you 3 prompts to write about, and you have to choose one. Let's suppose that you read each one of them carefully and not a single thing is clicking for any of those 3. What you're gonna be tempted to do in that situation is just to sit still and keep wringing your brain for something to write. But if you do that, it probably won't come. But here's where I tell you that sitting there and trying to think really hard is not going to help you. Your brain is already tired from working for 3 hours on the other sections, and then add to that the pressure of the situation. If I don't do well on this test, then I won't get college credit. If I don't get college credit, I won't go to college. If I don't go to college, I'll end up living in the van down by the river and selling drugs to make ends meet. Oh no! Your brain will not serve you well under such conditions. So what do? It's actually the opposite of what you think. Just start writing. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. The whole reason I'm not writing is because I don't know what to write. Okay, let me explain. At that moment when the panic sets in, realize this: you don't